Today, man, what we're going to be doing is going to the top 10 budget players you can use for the Eagles theme team. Now, what I mean by budget players is, it's pretty self-explanatory. Guys that don't cost that many coins that could, either help your team out or, you know what I mean? Just that's basically what it is. Help the team out, give your team a little boost, maybe give you some production. Maybe you don't got many coins. You're just trying to make a cheap Eagles theme team. Well, then that's what this is. We're going to give you some guys that are going to be able to help out the team. You know what? Maybe you got the God Squad Eagles theme team, and maybe there's a guy in here that, you might be interested in using and picking up for the team. Maybe. Probably not, but you never know. Starting our list off at number 10, we got the 93 overall DeAndre Swift. This is a team builder card, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this is probably the arguably, you could say one of the worst cards on the list. That's why he is number 10. But this card, for one, does give you 2 times Eagles chem, so it'll boost the chems, make your life a little bit easier trying to keep the 50. And you can get him up to 97 speed, which isn't really anything too crazy. But I would say this, he's definitely a very solid backup running back to have. So, he is an option. Not to mention his price. He is only, as you can see, it looks like right now, 21,000 coins. I don't know if this is a snipe, but he's a very cheap running back, which, obviously everybody on this list is going to be cheap. Number 9 is going to be Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith for a while for the Eagles theme team. This guy was just a straight beast. He was so ahead of his time when he came out. It was just nasty. That's why he was so many coins for so long. But Nolan Smith, we'll get to his price at the end of it, but not 93 stock speed, so you can get him up to 95 speed, which there's not, it's not terrible as an edge rusher. Obviously, Eagles theme team, we have guys way faster, but he's got a 93 finesse move, 93 blocks. So he's just overall, he could give you a little bit something. You're getting a somewhat speedy edge rusher for almost no coins. He's going over 49,000 right now. You could probably honestly get him for even cheaper than that. Now, is he going to be great against a lot of these, bigger tackles and stuff? Probably not, but he's got a little bit of speed. You can use that. Maybe drop him in a 0-yard curl flat. Do weird stuff with him. If you can get him to come in free, he might not be too bad right there. So he's just a guy with a little bit of speed, and because some of the Eagles edge rushers are a little bit expensive. I think Javon Curse is probably still a lot, and then the other best option is probably Brian Burns, or I don't know who else you would go with, but this guy's a cheap option. Number 8, we're going with the 93 overall Jalen Carter, staying on the defensive line. And the main reason we got him on here is because he gets inside stuff for 1 AP. And obviously his 97 is better than his 93, but if you're just trying to, save coins, in all honesty, you can use this card. He's got 95 block shit and inside stuff for 1 AP, so he'll still be really good in the run game. Getting to the quarterback, he might not be the greatest, but he'll be pretty good against the run. Look at this, 21,000 coins. You can get yourself 1 AP inside stuff. That's a pretty good deal to me. Number 7, we have the defensive end DeMarco Murray. Yes, he has an edge rusher card, 96 stock speed. He's got a 97 finesse move and a 97 block shed. So he's, obviously not very big for a D lineman, 6'1", 220, extremely undersized. But he's very fast, and I don't know. The card doesn't really cost anything. He doesn't really get any discounts, but it's just a very extremely fast D lineman to have. It says in the auction that he's 67,000, but I've seen you can probably get this guy for about 50K, which is a great price for a 98 speed edge rusher. So I would definitely, if you obviously don't want to get Javon Curse, he might, way too much out the budget. DeMarco Murray's an option. Another D lineman, man. We got another D lineman, the Minister of Defense, Reggie White. I still have him on here. One, a lot of his stats are over the thresholds. 95 finesse, 96 power move, 96 block shed. Guy gets up to 99 strength. And he gets the unstoppable force X factor. You can never go wrong with that. Very cheap card. I still remember when I bought him when he came out, man. I don't remember how much, but it was a pretty, I want to say 1.6, 1.5. Might have been 1.5, 1.4. Now it's 1.5, 1.4. I think that's how much I got him for when he came out. It's crazy, but I think it's still a really good card, without unstoppable force X factor. If he's going up against a lineman that don't got a secure protector, he's going to kill him. Right now, it looks like he's going for 75,000, but I've seen you can get him cheaper for around 60-some thousand, which is very good because you're getting the best D lineman I've showed you so far, and a guy with the unstoppable force X factor that starts on, which is very good. Now, I am going to be counting guys on the list that do get all chems for this, just because we're trying to get cheap guys. And if he gets Eagles chem, then he's Eagle. You know what I mean? So I'm going to throw the Rome Odunze combine card on there. Any of these combine guys that got new cards, they do not get all team chems. It's only their combine card. And Adunze, I mean, 6'3", 215. You can get him up to 97 speed. His route running isn't anything too crazy, but you're getting a very tall receiver with some solid speed. You can definitely make 97 speed work. And, you know, some solid stats. Not to mention, for an extremely cheap price, $28,000, and you can most likely get him for even cheaper than this. So you're not even spending any coins on him. You know, he could be, honestly, a really solid wide receiver 3. Number 4, we got another receiver from the Combine promo. Xavier Legette gets all team chems. Pretty similar build, 6'3", 227, except he's a little bit faster than the Donze with the 96 stock speed. So you're going, you know, 98 speed on him. Rome gets 97, so he's a little bit faster. Route running is pretty similar, except for that deep route run. He does not meet that 90 threshold, which honestly, what you could use is just use some strat cards to boost that. Just get that up to at least 90 for that threshold, and you got another tall 6'3" receiver with a little bit more speed. It's pretty much the same price as a Dunze, technically a little bit cheaper, 21,000, but I mean, they're the exact same price. We got another receiver. If you notice the theme here, a lot of D linemen and a lot of receivers. Just, you know, something the Eagles team offers, you know, cheap guys that are really solid. Matt Collins he is cheap too. We'll get to his price. 6'4", 221. Another big receiver. I mean, these guys keep getting bigger. 96 stock speed, so you get that up to 98. And look at that route running. 96 short, 96 medium, 95 deep. He's over the threshold of 95. Like, that's perfect. And this guy costs literally no coins. Now, right now, it says his price is $99,000, but when I checked it of what guys have normally been selling him for and all that stuff, it's around $55,000, which is extremely good for price for receiver. At the moment, I'm recording this at like 9 in the morning, so there's not really many up. I mean, there might be a set where you could do something for him. He's relatively not his price, so yeah. Number 2, this is our very last receiver. We got Chris Carter. This is a card that just came out, the Infinite Flux promo. When you open up the game, you get to pick between George Pickens and Chris Carter. They're both 92s. You pick who you want. If you pick Chris Carter, you can upgrade him all the way to a 97. He'll get some discounts and stuff. It's like mid in the league. You know, you can check it on the catalog. They're not very good abilities, so I don't really care to explain them. But he goes up to a 97, and at a 97, I think he gets a 97 stock speed. Another 6'3" receiver, by the way. All of his route running and stuff is going to be over the thresholds of 95. He's the best receiver on this list, and this card is literally free. This is our last card. In my opinion, the best possible budget beast that you can get for the Eagles team. It's got to be out of position linebacker Harold Carmichael, man. 6'8". He's only going to be like 95 speed, which, you know, isn't very fast at this point in the game. But 6'8" is just simply something. It's not a stat. It's not an ability. It's something that can't be coached. It's just something you got to have, man. So just being able to lurk, you know, the craziest routes, you know, 6'8". I feel like you got to have this on the field somewhere. Don't matter where, just put it somewhere. Right now, he's up for like 40,000. This card you can 100% get for way cheaper than that. I've seen him up for most of the time around 20,000, maybe 30,000 on like a high day. Like I said, as the time I'm recording this, it's, you know, nothing's really being posted. It's like 9 in the morning. Just actually turned 9 in the morning. So, but he very cheap. He's basically around what Jalen Carter's price was. That's pretty much my top 10 though. Just budget beast Eagles that you could get that aren't going to cost you too many coins. I think an honorable mention we could throw in there is probably DRC. I would have to see what his price is. DRC is going for about 120,000, so I wouldn't consider him in that budget beast. I wouldn't put anything that's like over 100K. I don't think is, you know, I mean it is cheap. Don't get me wrong, but I was aiming for guys. I think that the most expensive guy we showed was, I think it was Reggie White. He's about, you know, 65 to 70, which isn't much at all, but he was the most expensive. I know we showed Matt Collins and said like 90 something, but Matt Collins is not going to be, Matt Collins is usually like 50K, you know what I mean? Let me know who you guys would put in your top 10 budget players for the Eagles team. Like I said, I counted guys that got all chems just because you might as well. I don't usually do it for a lot of these lists, but I did it for this one just because when we're talking budget players, it doesn't matter who you have. It just, you know, you're looking for a cheap guy that gets Eagles chem. That's kind of the goal of it. So let me know who you guys will put on this list, man. And if you enjoyed the video, man, drop a like. Until the next time, man, I'll see you on the next one.